Once again, it's on. Welcome back to another great episode of Two Cigars and a Blunt. Of course, you know I am man on the street.
And this is Pharaoh King. I'm on time today.
About time. Tim Dog and be more careful.
And the mad professor in the boot.
And as you can see, we missed a couple of people. I don't know if Conspiracy Brother gonna get on or not. It seems like he got a lot on his plate. Every time I look, he's doing something. But Miss Paul, I think, is in Chicago. I think that's where she went to. But ladies and gentlemen, y'all know how we always start our podcast off. We always got to ask the brothers how their day went. So Pharaoh, how was your day?
I would say it was a pretty good day. I want to shout out to my SPD crew because this morning was hell. And we got through it with the three people that was there, three, me included. Shout out to my family for putting up with my old ass. You got to say that. Yeah. And I had to take a nap before the show because this Ramadan is kicking my ass.
Yeah.
Well, it's ramen noodle.
Tim, don't stop because your hair is jacked up. You don't have to cut everybody down.
I have it. You can say whatever the hell you want.
Yeah, that big Jean Black or whatever the fuck that shit is. But speaking of a nap, Matt Professor, how was your day, my brother?
Yeah, speaking of naps, man, sitting there watching TV, and then all of a sudden you wake up 4 hours later and like, I was asleep.
Yeah. Hey, I'm just glad you woke up. We gotta be happy when you wake up.
I just woke up like 15, 20 minutes before we got on, so it might take me a moment to get myself going.
Yeah. That's how it is. Once you get that good sleep in, boy, you wake up all crazy and shit.
I mean, at least I got the crust out my eyes.
Yeah, you got it out your eyes, man. That's what I'm talking about. And last but not least, Mr. Tim Dog himself, Mr. Professor, Mr. Wanna correct motherfuckers. You got the goddamn just what the fuck I was saying. How was your day, my brother?
I know what you wrote.
Goddamn literature teacher. Goddamn it.
Yeah, fuck you. Anyway, my day, it's starting to be spring. Saw a hummingbird yesterday, put my hummingbird feeder up. And then the one thing that got me was the damn flies. Now, y'all remember I had a mosquito net and it got knocked down because the cat shit on it. And then I got another one. The motherfucker was too small. So
it reminded you of home back in Africa?
No, it reminded me of how you used to catch your dinner. No, it reminded me that I need to order another mosquito net.
All your ass in the commercials. I got you.
That's all right. At least I don't usually be fishing in the water.
Yeah, I say the same thing, man. They got this water behind me, and got the spray from mosquitoes, man. It's about to get bad. Yeah. That's what I hate about the summertime, man, especially at night, man. See this mosquito just comes out and be tearing my black ass up. But
you got mosquito birds back there, man. On the street. You got mosquito birds.
Yeah, that's exactly what the motherfuckers are.
They don't call them horse flies for nothing.
Yeah. As for me, man, my day went well, man. The other damn day, I didn't know that if the goddamn temperature in the building on post get to a certain temperature, they let you go home, man. It got under 69 degrees, man. They shut us down. So, hey, everybody
What's
go
up,
home.
Juan? What's up,
Yeah. What's up, Juan? What's good?
You said it under 69?
Under 69 degrees, man. They sent us home. Yeah, it was too cold for us to work, so they sent us black ass home.
Oh man, that's a new one.
Yeah, wow. and then they say if you get over 79 degrees, they got to send us home too. So,
well, no, we don't. I know about that.
No wonder that stupid ass trumpet said that y'all don't want work.
Damn. That's fraud.
Yeah, you know what I noticed? They got a 10 degree work area.
Shit. Well, I will tell you this though, bad professor. I don't make the rules. I just follow.
There you go.
Well, yeah, but another vet made them. God damn it.
Hey, like what you said? Why? Who am I to argue?
Who am I to argue? That's right. But ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna have a good show for y'all tonight, and make sure you stick around later on for the after show called Ashed Out, and that's where we have a great time. But let's go ahead and get into it, Mr. English professor himself. Make sure I spell the word right. But a lot of people are talking about this, and I want us to talk about it as well.
As the White House and Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth say no war plans were sent to a journalist on the messaging app Signal.
Nobody's texting war plans. I know exactly what I'm doing.
The journalist, editor-in-chief of The Atlantic, Jeffrey Goldberg, today publishing what he says Hegseth sent to President Trump's national security team and inadvertently him in a group message ahead of airstrikes in Yemen earlier this month. The Atlantic reports Hegseth notified the group of a planned timeline for flights of F-18 fighter jets, MQ-9 Reaper drones, and Tomahawk cruise missiles that were launched for the mission. The White House today says those are not war plans, claiming the entire story is a hoax. Trump deflecting blame after Goldberg was added to the group message, along with his national security team.
Are people able to break into conversations?
Trump later on Newsmax yesterday, blaming a staffer for National Security Advisor Mike Waltz.
What it was, we believe, is somebody that was on the line with permission, somebody that was with Mike Waltz, worked for Mike Waltz at a lower level, had, I guess, Goldberg's number.
Waltz on Fox News.
A staffer wasn't responsible, and look, I take full responsibility. I built the group.
Waltz not able to explain how Goldberg's number was on his phone.
Well, if you have somebody else's contact and then somehow it gets sucked in, it gets sucked in.
They get sucked in. But Matt Professor, before I come to you though, I want y'all to watch this because remember that guy, and remember the other guy, Hegseth, and of course Marco Rubio. I think he was on the line too because I remember a couple of years ago when they talk about Hillary Clinton and those servers, they were saying a totally different story.
And it goes to the issue of both competence and credibility. It is irresponsible for an elected official in her capacity to be discussing highly sensitive things on a format that she had to have known was not fully secured.
The sitting national security advisor right now, Jake Sullivan, was sending and laundering classified documents into an unclassified server. People look at that and say, whoa, wait a minute. There was prosecutorial discretion there. They didn't prosecute. They didn't go after these folks in all of these other instances.
Mishandling classified information is still a violation of the Espionage Act. It started with Hillary Clinton. It has continued without accountability. Right. People haven't paid a price for that.
Any security professional, military, government, or otherwise, would be fired on the spot for this type of conduct and criminally prosecuted for being so reckless with this kind of information. The fact that she wouldn't be held accountable for this, I think blows the mind of anyone who's held our nation's secrets dear, who's had a top secret clearance like I have and others, who know that even one hiccup causes a problem, let alone a standard procedure like this.
Hiccups cause a problem there, man, Professor. You heard it from the horse's mouth. So my question to you is, should Pete Hegseth be fired or should he resign? Floor is yours, man, Professor.
Fired. I mean, this the thing about maggot. They don't care about hypocrisy because their supporters won't force it on them. Their supporters don't force any type of integrity on them, so they don't give a shit. They can sit there and act like they can sit there and do the what politicians do when this particular group of politicians do when they get caught in a lie. They deflect blame. They deny the shit. They deflect blame, and then they hope it disappears. And so, like I said, these folks have no type of integrity. I mean, when you put together a DEI presidency and cabinet, this is the kind of shit that comes of it. What was Pete Hegseth? A sergeant major?
No, he was major in the National Guard.
Yeah, that's my point. I mean, he wasn't a real officer. I mean, National Guard, don't get me wrong, National Guard is military to a point, but they're not active duty. He served in situations where there could have been active duty and battle, but he wasn't on the front line. He was in office in the area.
Or typewriting and
see, that's what I'm saying. So he had all the medals your boy had in fucking I'm gonna get you sucker. So he's not real military, so he doesn't understand military conduct and code of conduct for military. And the others they're all incompetent, and that's the shit about this whole thing. I was gonna make a video for my channel, and I'm like, you know what, this don't make no damn sense because they don't care. No one cares about it. And that's the sad thing about it is you could see it coming. Soon as this shit broke, you could see Fox News saying, oh, well, this is unimportant. where they went on for 2.5 years over Clinton's email server, where they couldn't prove what she kept on it because she destroyed it. But
repeating what they're saying, but not giving their own.
I mean,
Tim, you loud, Tim. You loud as fuck.
The hypocrisy is, you know, it is what it is. And like I said, they expect it to disappear without much fanfare. And the whole problem with this is we're focusing on this and we're not paying attention to what else is going on. So you know,
you say the mouthful, because you know, for PK stuff to say what he said back in 2016, now he's saying something totally different, talking about it's not important. Like the people say, he probably was drinking just like me. See,
but that's why they call this shit whiskey leaks.
That's right. So that's why he was drinking on the damn job. So Pharaoh King, what are your thoughts on Hegseth?
Before I answer that, hey, Conspiracy Brother says send the link.
Okay.
I should have typed it, but I just read it. So anyway,
I got you. Go ahead.
The man should be in jail. Forget fired. All right. You should be in jail. You put people's lives at risk by the stupid shit you just done, you know. And then you want to sit there and call the journalists all these names. Everybody want to call the journalists names. The journalist is doing what a journalist is supposed to do. He reporting what the fuck you fucked up on. And then with that being said, why are you using an app when you have secure lines to send this type of information to the proper individuals? Because the proper individuals would only have access to those secure lines. So they don't like the skiff. Let's use the skiff as an example. You know,
that's right.
So with that being said, you can't sit there and chastise people for the job that they're doing. People are going against the journalist saying, you know, why would you divulge that information? Well, he's letting you know that the people that you guys elected are fucking up.
Yeah.
And if you can't accept that, then maybe y'all are the problem, the reason why we have those individuals in office, so we can go through this nonsense and have people's lives at risk. I will say shout out to this judge, this federal judge that want to preserve their messages from 11th of March to the 15th of March. What is his name? James Boasberg or whatever. We don't know what's going to come of it, but at least somebody has made an attempt to hold them accountable for whatever is happening. You know.
Yeah. You know, and the funny part about it is, Matt Professor, you brought it up earlier, and Tim Dog. The question for you is this: did PKSF just prove that the Trump cabinet is full of DEI? Then it didn't earn it appointees. So your point.
I like that.
Hell yeah. Am I too loud now?
No, you good. Go ahead.
All right. I mean, the hypocrisy that's going on, it's ridiculous. And Hegseth, he was drunk every time he said there were no secrets put out there. It was. Oh, there was still nothing classified put up there.
Yeah.
And they couldn't discredit. The first thing they did was attack the publisher. They couldn't do that after he released some shit. They were like, "Oh, pump your brakes." You don't hear nothing else about that author other than they don't like that planet. So what? Some people don't like vegetables, but you don't see them going out there, you know, putting out propaganda about it, calling it a fruit.
Yeah.
And it's sad that he has all these enablers around him. And Marco Rubio, of all people, should know.
Right.
He should know better. And for him to get up there, just like, you know, join the cast of dummies, just make him look even stupid. He
already looked that way.
No, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
You know, first he said, "Oh, we need USAID so we can you know, treat the world. We do this," and then all of a sudden he got to go.
Yeah.
And then would keep it on subject, but Hegseth, him and his drunk ass and
Waltz,
his girlfriend. Yeah, everybody knows
go to jail too.
They just need to go.
Yeah.
I mean, especially old Big Mike. I mean, I'm sorry.
I got you. Welcome to the show, Conspiracy Brother.
TW, what up?
Yeah. I was telling everybody you probably was out looking through the sun again, but you're here.
You're here. It's the evening. The sun's down now.
Yeah. You can come in on the next subject because I want to get back to the Math Professor.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck y'all talking about.
That's right, Matt Professor. This is what I want you, because you elaborated just a little bit, but I want you to elaborate a little bit more. And the question is, why are the Republicans treating this like it was, well, not that important? You see, I misspelled it, Tim. I misspelled that word, not, but you know what I meant, though.
You were trying to say
it's not that important.
Well,
especially when they're talking about what strike on Yemen. They're telling the date, they're telling the time, they're telling what type of equipment we're going to be using. That stuff is basically classified. And just like Pharaoh King said, if they was in a skiff, they got to leave their phones outside. You can't take no type of electrical equipment in there. So everybody that needs to know is in that room. And once they leave, the only way they can find out if they open their mouth. But I never heard of this program, Signal. Somebody, I never heard of it.
Nope,
So,
me either. Obviously, it's trash. It's a trash.
No, it's not. No, the app itself is not trash, because, and I'm gonna explain to you why it's not. Because unlike Google Messages, once you send something through Signal, it gets to where it's going, and then it's out of the server. So it's end-to-end encrypted, and it's out of the server once it's there. So you can't go back on your old messages once you close the app, unlike Google Messages, which will save everything almost through perpetuity. But the issue is, and the reason why they're trying to treat this like it's not important, is much like with them trying to portray themselves as the party of family values, the party of law and order. With this, with Felon 47 in office, they don't have any. The courts have already given him carte blanche to do what he wants by telling them that whatever he does is he's immune to whatever he does. Nothing is illegal. So they're trying to pass that along to this DEI cabinet so that they're not held to account. And the biggest issue is if they make all of these people step down, they're gonna get to get the next group of people in with the way the Democrats acted, just voting this person and that person in. They know there's going to be a fight on their hands. So now they have to sit there and try to save this entire cabinet, because I promise you, no one's going to get fired for this shit. They're gonna step down when they want to step down. Nobody's going to be forced away. And like I said, the Republican Party has been acting like they're all about law and order and state secrets and this and that, and it's being steadily proven that they've never given a damn about anything. All they've cared about is power, which is why one of the first things they did once Felon 47 was sworn in was talk about, let's make sure he can run for a third term.
Yeah.
So like I said, it's all just the stupidest shit in the world. It really is with this party.
Yeah. What up, cuz? I see you there. Thank you for coming down again, cuz. Hey, me and Conspiracy Brother, I know you know what we talk about, but I guess you can comprehend this though. Let's say that you're running a company and you're trying to your personal secrets. You got your media company out there. You got big. It's big now, and we on your panel. But then I hired my 7-year-old granddaughter, and I put her in the text message, and she goes around and tells everybody. Wouldn't you be like, come on, man, we need to get our group tightened. We need to get my shot group tight better, because my 7-year-old gonna tell everybody what we got going on. And it seems though that this is what the Trump cabinet is. It's a bunch of people that really don't give a damn. Like the Math Professor said, it's the fact that, hey, we talk a good game, but when it's time for us to show up, well, how you say it, Tim Dog, peak head self, me and him were drinking together. Hey man, I think I got a text message. You check my phone. Shit.
I'll tell you that.
Yeah. I mean, somebody got to take some type of accountability, don't they? Conspiracy Brother.
Well, eventually somebody gonna take the fall for it. It's gonna probably be somebody who was really unimportant to the situation that's gonna take the fall. But that's how they dance around things. They're gonna dance till they ain't got no choice but to make a move. Carl. And it ain't gonna be the right move.
Yeah, they're gonna dance around it. And coming back to you, Pharaoh King, they're gonna dance around it, but you're putting people's lives in jeopardy, especially those soldiers, Marines, on the Navy, Air Force men. I mean, everybody's out there. Airmen, they're out there, defending this country. I'm just saying that they're out there, and you got the people that's supposed to be protecting these young men and women but they're out here got the goddamn news reporter. I mean, the journalist on the goddamn call.
Telling everything.
Yeah, so I'm trying to figure
he's
out.
spilling the beans.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing is, how do you get his number or his email or whatever to get in there if it wasn't supposed to be in your phone? If it wasn't in your phone,
I can
how
explain
did you?
that.
Huh?
I can explain that part to you.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, let's go then, because that's what I'm looking at. Like the guy was on there.
What's up, Senegal? Happy birthday, brother.
Oh yeah, what up, man? What's up, Senegal?
What's up, man? But go ahead, Matt Professor. Explain it if you can.
The thing of this journalist is he's what you would call what people like us would call a Zionist. So everything Israel does is correct to him. He was born in New York, but he moved to Israel to join the IDF.
Okay.
Because he is Jewish. Now, don't get it twisted. He's Jewish. So everything Israel does is perfect, is correct for him because he's been putting out a bunch of pro-Israel propaganda for the last 4 or 5 years. But now that this has come out and he actually warned them, I'm on this call. I'm in this text chain.
Exactly, Marcus.
He warned them. And then he told them, once he told them, they were like, oh, fuck it, whatever. It is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing about Signal is when you take screenshots, it sends the other recipients in the text chain that someone take a screenshot of the conversation. So like I said, that's why they're trying to denigrate this man, saying that he's stupid. The Atlantic is a failing magazine when the Atlantic is as pro-public Republican and maggot as it gets.
Damn sure.
So they're trying to separate themselves from the Atlantic and all of their propaganda that they put out for maggot and Republicans. And like Pharaoh said, it's well too late for that. Everybody knows all of your secrets. So like I said, they're trying to act like this journalist is in the wrong, like he hacked his way into the conversation when that's impossible to do on Signal, which is why a lot of people use Signal.
Yes,
somebody probably did that shit intentionally.
But that's fine.
That's the only way. It was done intentionally.
Well, like I said, they're used to giving him their propaganda.
So used to probably give him the scoop.
Which is why he has all of their why they all have his contact information, and especially Mike Walls, who's trying to land on his sword to save everybody.
Exactly.
Well,
talking about
but once again, it's still not a secure line though.
So it is. It's end-to-end encrypted, but like I said, somebody within that chain can always take screenshots of the conversation.
So with that encryption, now you see what can happen.
Well, that's why you're not supposed to send word plans over text.
Yeah. It seems like they're playing
dirty pictures, fellas. Dirty pictures.
Damn it. It seems like they're playing what's the you sunk my battleship. You know, a D4. That's what
hey, you know, like to me. It's almost like Den of Thieves when they try to figure out who the hell was giving up the plans for their heist. You know,
the call is coming from inside the house.
That's right. It's coming from inside the house. And I'm gonna let you close it out, Tim Dog. You know, do you think anything like this is gonna happen again, or you think that they see the crack in our cabinet? We can't let this happen again. So you think they're gonna close ranks and be more secretive, so stuff like this won't happen again?
Well, the thing is, if they were comfortable with doing it and giving out plans on Signal, who's to say that they haven't been comfortable with doing other things prior to this? It's a no that Russia and China, they monitor social media platforms like that. They hack into it, and the United States know this.
Okay.
So I'm just waiting for the fallout because it's going to happen eventually.
Yeah. That's why they downplaying it so much, because they know something else is coming down the pipe that a lot of America is going to be like, man, we didn't sign up for this. I understand we wanted lower gas prices, we wanted lower egg price, we wanted this and we wanted that. But damn, you just giving out our secret shit. If that's the case, you do a Facebook post. Shit. You know what I'm saying?
This man wants to be a Putin and Ching so bad, and Xi so bad that he's going to pretend that he is and do the things because who's going to challenge him?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, you're right.
pushing his authority well beyond the limit. And like he told John Roberts, I won't forget this.
Yeah. Yeah.
John
Well,
Roberts is in a situation whereas, you know, the conservative side are saying, hey, told you.
yeah. Yeah.
So,
Well, when you,
far left,
when you
right is going, you know, let's make up excuse. Well, he's only doing this because of that. And how many times are they going to blame Joe Biden for his fuck ups? Joe Biden is not the president.
Hey man,
Another
they
thing,
was blaming.
they blame.
What's the name? Obama
Blame
before.
his ass too, hell. You was the last one here. Shit.
You got people falling for that because he keeps repeating it, Remember, throughout the whole campaign, Joe Biden messed up America. Joe Biden messed
You
up.
made me a believer.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
And he's brainwashing and people are listening to it. But like I said, come next year, all this can change. That's why old girl had to drop out of being UN ambassador, because they already know that with her gone, the odds is that in Florida, she may lose her seat.
Yeah, and you know what's funny is that we talk about this type of things, and they talk about Joe Biden, but I don't think Joe Biden fucked up a call. I don't think Joe Biden acted like he don't know what the hell's going on, because every time they ask, "Oh, number 47," I didn't know about that.
Yeah,
it is what it is. But like you said, they're gonna keep blaming Joe Biden shit. Joe Biden was on the call too. He called me. I'm like, Joe, man, stay cool. Don't say nothing, Joe. Let's just
Joe
hang,
cool?
let's just hang back. Yeah, Joe cool. Just be Joe cool. And then I got on the phone call with my other girl. Oh man, my other girl, she got into a little bit of shit too. But you know, that's my girl, so she could never do no wrong in my eyes.
It is the comment getting a lot of attention across the country, and because of it, Dallas Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett could be censured for what she called Governor Greg Abbott. Iowa Politics reporter Jack Fink with how the governor is responding.
Y'all just pray for me, because who knows what I'm going to end up saying.
That's how Democratic Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett of Dallas began her speech Saturday before the Human Rights Campaign. Minutes later, she made the remarks that have made national headlines.
As we in these hot Texas streets, honey. Y'all know we got Governor Hot Wheels down there. Come on now. And the only thing hot about him is that he is a hot mess, honey.
How are you doing? Good. Governor Abbott responded in an interview with Sean Hannity on Fox News Channel.
This is another day and another disaster by the Democrats. The reality is they have no vision, no policy. They have nothing to sell but hate.
Republican Congressman Randy Weber from Texas's Gulf Coast filed a censure resolution against Crockett Wednesday. And Weber posted on X, quote, "She must be censured and held accountable for the venomous rhetoric she spews as a representative of the Democratic Party." In a posting on X Tuesday, Crockett said, quote, "I wasn't thinking about the governor's condition. I was thinking about the planes, trains, and automobiles he used to transfer migrants into communities led by black mayors, deliberately stoking tension and fear among the most vulnerable." Matt Engel is a Democratic political consultant.
I don't think it ever helps to call people names and to be personal. And again, I don't think that she meant to be malicious. Again, she's smart. She thinks quickly. And my guess is that I haven't talked to her, but my guess is that if she could take it back, she would. The most disappointing thing to me, though, is that it really distracted from the most important thing about Greg Abbott, and that is that he's a terrible governor.
Put a nasty personal attack against one of the most popular governors in Texas history.
Conservative political consultant Matt Makoviak says Congresswoman Crockett's remarks have hurt her politically.
It's fine to have policy disagreements. It's fine to at times use over-the-top language if you're trying to get people's attention. But these sort of nasty personal attacks against people, particularly when someone's disabled, really is beyond the pale. And that's why I think you're going to see pressure continue to be applied, I think, to this particular member of Congress.
Tim Dog, I guess you could doing something over Signal. We could talk about government secrets. Oh man, we're not upset about that. But let's call this guy Hot Wheels. All hell breaks loose. So so do you believe Jasmine Crockett needs to apologize to the governor of Texas?
Not only no, but hell no. Come on now. The president of the United States literally talks about anyone he hates. Oh, it's a terrible news station. He's a terrible person. I don't like him. Oh, she need to go back to work or something like that. but it's all good and dandy. But when it happens to them, then they want to cry, foul. You can't have it both ways. What she said was wrong, true. But
nothing wrong with it.
Marjorie Green says shit all the damn time. How many times she been censured? Once again, hypocrisy. And if I were her, I would keep on being her. And I would hope that the Democratic Party will back her up and tell the Republicans, what, you can't take it, and let it go.
Yeah, I don't. The only bad thing about this is that I'm coming to you next, Matt Professor. Is this the Democratic Party has, as we've seen, the people, the leadership, they fold like a deck of cards. They folding like folding chairs. When they're supposed to stand over business, they ran to the goddamn shadows. So if she's going to fight, she's going to be fighting by herself. But same question to you, Matt Professor. You think Jasmine Crockett should apologize to the governor of Texas?
I know I'm going to anger some people when I say this, and Honey Bunny, I'm sorry, but fuck the Republicans and their feelings, because they have every right to say whatever the fuck crosses their stupid small ass brains anytime they choose. And fuck Hot Wheels, because this son of a bitch, you know why he's wealthy, right? You know why he's wealthy.
No,
for those of you in the audience, for those of you in the audience who don't know, when he was a teenager, he was caught up in an industrial accident where I think a tree cutting firm fell on him and broke his back to make him be a paraplegic. So he sued, won millions of dollars in the lawsuit, and then upon becoming governor of Texas, he passed a law that no one else could do that. No one else can almost put a company out of business for neglect in suing them. So he turned around and made the shit that he did illegal after he had already used the law to his advantage. So fuck this dude.
That's a Donald Trump move right there.
Exactly. So
that's what I said.
And all of them who are upset about this shit, they can go to hell because they only want to make this big because of the stupid shit with Signal. That's the only reason this has gotten any traction. So
Yeah.
Hell.
Yeah. But you say that earlier. You say that it's a distraction from the major picture.
Right.
Yeah. And it's crazy that you got people upset because you call them Hot Wheels, and then just like you said, Tim Dog. I remember when Donald Trump he marked a handicapped guy.
He calls the campaign.
What he called what's the senator? He called her Pocahontas.
He makes fun of Tammy Duckworth for being disabled from battle. I mean,
he called a vet like a POW. He said they're not so smart or some shit like that.
Yeah.
So
and then I'm sorry, man.
And then he calls of course football players that knelt son of a bitches.
That's right.
And then what he said about people that served in Vietnam, a bunch of what now? Losers and suckers. So conspiracy brother, defend your boy here. Defend your party. Your party.
You better stop goddamn playing with me.
No, but what I'm saying is, but do you see the hypocrisy though? Like one side can say something and the other side they don't want you to say anything. So my question to you, conspiracy brother, is this: Do you believe that the Democrats party should take the high road and don't stoop down to name calling?
Why not? Have a little fun with this shit. Now, I don't see why it's a problem. Hell, let them name call. Shit, it's all good entertainment to me. And I'm a firm believer. If she was talking about his disability, that's okay, because in this country we believe in equal rights and equal opportunities for everyone. So everybody should be talked about equally without feeling that somebody's being personal towards them. It's part of what we do. We talk about people. That's how you know you accept it. If motherfucker ain't talking about you, your ass really ain't accepted. So
they're eating the dogs.
Yes.
It's
outrageous.
It's over here.
Like I say, it's like America says, for them to take away what's going on with the Signal shit right now. To throw something in people's faces to get them distracted.
I got you. And before you come
who that is?
Before you come to Pharaoh, I see what Ms. Joy put up. Not saying she was right. I think our leaders should not say everything that comes to mind. They should have more integrity and not try to be like their opponents. but it's amazing who comments they decide to focus on when Trump and his people dump on everybody. Sparrow King, you agree or disagree?
Miss Joy, I'm gonna say hell no. Like the Trump supporter, the Trump supporter that was interviewed. He said, you can't fight fire with water. You gotta fight fire with fire. So we're gonna take that approach.
Yeah.
We're gonna take that dumbass approach with the Republicans. Why they can't do that
as well?
Why you got to turn the other cheek? Like Shannon Sharp says, I got 2 of them. I'm not in there. You know?
Say smack them on both cheeks.
Hey, man, he said,
that's not what he said. That's not what he said. Yeah.
Oh, my interpretation is even as horrible.
Coming back to you, bad professor. But my thing is, you hit the nail right on the head.
Shit over back
when you talk about Donald Trump basically brought in. I know there was mudslinging. There was to a certain point though, but when Donald Trump started with Barack Obama and carried on from there. So why should their party be able to say what the hell they want to say, but then? Like, remember when Michelle Obama said, when they go low, we go high. But then Michelle Obama message changed. And she was like, if they go low, we go low too. So why would you get upset when we playing the same game that y'all play? Y'all made the rules. Now we playing by your rules. And you seem like you don't like it.
Well, like Joy said, if she was talking about a Democrat, they wouldn't have said shit.
Yeah.
So the fact that she's talking about somebody who's shown he's inept at he's the most popular. He's one of the most popular governors in the country because he fucks up. That's why he's popular. You're only popular, like Conspiracy Brother said. You're only popular when you're fucking up. So you know the problem is the parties switch that happened in the 60s and 50s.
That's right.
Also meant that the Democrats had to try to play the moral high ground, even though the moral high ground has been flooded for 100 years now. Because the shit of it is. And once money entered politics, there was no more morals. No one had any morals at all anymore. It was all about the money. And she's one of the few Democrats, one of the few lawmakers, period, rather, who's not about money. She doesn't take corporate sponsors trips. She don't do this. She's not trading in stocks as far as I've seen, because there's lists of people that show you that trade in stocks in Congress. She's not doing any of that. She's actually earned her way in. So the fact that she's not on the inside of the party, which is why you'll have people like Chuck Schumer try to talk down about her. You'll have people like Nancy Pelosi, who I think was the most effective Speaker of the House in history, despite how you feel about her and how I feel about her, talk bad about her, and people like AOC, who also don't take corporate money and do and trade in stocks. These are the Democrats we need in power, but the reason they're being held back is because of the corporate money behind the other Democrats and all of the Republicans. Because I don't think there's one Republican that don't trade in stocks other than the one who was who was ceremoniously put out, Matt Gaetz, who was peddling in child trafficking, child sex trafficking. So like I said, the reason why they want us to go high is because Democrats going high is what's been costing us wins. I'm sorry, I hate to say it, but sometimes what is it? What's the phrase? If you sling mud with pigs, you become dirty. Sometimes you have to.
Yeah. And Conspiracy Brother, I know you an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. I'm sorry, Tim Joy just texted me, get some more potassium if you having cramps, bro.
Fall out. Damn. Hey, don't get no bananas because they got too much sugar.
They got too much sugar. You have a sugar attack. But Conspiracy Brother though. But it is odd though. You say this is entertainment as well. We want to see things like this, but we also want our politicians to be politicians. I mean, as you can see, the Republicans, they want to rough ride over everything, but then when you call them out their name, all of them come to that person's defense. Not like the Democrats though. I mean, when the Democrats gets talked about, all the Democrats just be quiet. But you see that do you see the solidarity on the Republican side that you don't see on the Democratic side when it comes to things like this? Conspiracy Brother.
That goes to show you shit. Look, they riding with the ship. The Democrats at this point, they look, you saw what they did to Joe Biden. Hell, he didn't even get to finish his time out. They kicked his ass. So they building the history of, you know, not being able to stand on business, as they say, because they quick to jump ship. They, you know, there's no loyalty.
I don't think I don't think
not like Donald Trump, but he commands loyalty. Even if they don't want to, them motherfuckers follow suit.
Yeah, he demands loyalty because he got something on them, just like Putin got that P tape. I can't wait to see that P tape, boy.
Hell yeah.
I'm gonna be playing that R. Kelly song, "Piss on You." That's what I'm gonna be seeing when I see that goddamn tape.
I've been
talking about that P tape.
Pissed on?
Yeah. Well, George say, sorry, fellas, but in any situation, integrity goes much further when you act like them. You're just being just like them, and how you going to complain about somebody that you're being the same as? Well,
true.
Ms. George,
you know what?
But they doing it.
If the game of politics was more open, not open-minded, was more down the middle, I would say that's entirely true.
Yeah.
But the fact that Democrats don't want to fight is the reason why people don't want to vote for him. Even now, people, as bad as Felon 47 and his DEI cabinet have been, they're still polling well because they look strong. And that's the issue. That's the issue with how stupid the American voter is. And I know I brought this up many times. The American voter is the least informed voter on the goddamn planet. We vote for people who look strong. We vote for somebody who tries to pound his fucking chest, even though he don't have chest muscles to pound, and it's nothing but fatty fucking tissue. And the issue with Trump with Felon 47, I almost said this nigga's name, Felon 47, is he looks strong. His party looks strong. And that's the stupid shit about America. We want people that look strong. I mean, hell, we voted in a polio victim because he looked strong. Now, granted, he got a lot of shit done.
Yeah.
He got a lot of shit done. But he talked a big game. It's part of the reason why Reagan was elected, even though he was a goddamn dullard. He talked a big game.
And Pharaoh, just like you say, I see that out of Jasmine Crockett. You know, she talks a great game. You know what I'm saying? She get my vote because I like what she says and she stands on business. Pharaoh.
What's question?
The question is that she's standing on business. You know, just like Matt Professor is basically saying that there's nobody standing up for the Democratic side. You know, you got the Republicans, they're standing on business because they look strong. But when you look at Jasmine Crockett, she's actually standing strong. She's actually saying, I'm not going to apologize. There's nothing to apologize for. Shit. You know, if they can say it, I can say it as well. Hey, I'm standing on business. Go ahead, Pharaoh.
Yeah, well, once again, they don't like a strong black woman making them look bad.
That's what it is.
With that being said, you know, they're the bullies. You already know in school when a bully comes around and then another person comes up to stand up for the people that they're picking on. They don't really know how to handle that because they've never been challenged before. She challenged them intellectually, and she just happens to be a black female that doesn't take, like Matt Professor said, doesn't take the handouts. So guess what? We can't let this individual make us look bad, even though we look strong. You sound stupid. So
yeah. And I agree with you. I agree with everybody on the panel. Ms. Joy, I agree with you to a certain point, but I'm gonna be slinging mud. Hey, I'm getting down and dirty.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, the man on the street gonna be fighting in the streets. Oh, we be fighting in the backyard. We be fighting in the goddamn pond. We be fighting in the lake by my house. Oh, we be fighting down at the Piggly Wiggly that they're closing down. Oh, we going down to the IGA. And then if I catch you slipping, I heard this morning. If I catch you slipping at the goddamn Waffle House in the little tight ass booth, I'm whipping your ass. But hey, you can't get out no motherfucker. That shit crap like a bitch. But going for somebody basically talking in their house, and Matt Professor, you said this earlier. You know, I think you talked about the money aspect, and I think everybody talked about the money aspect. This brother, I wasn't expecting this brother. I did a video on it, boy. It threw me for a loop. And conspiracy brother, I'm gonna let you have at it first. This brother said, close the door. Hey, where you going?
You're right.
Tim, where you at? Where you going? Sit your ass down, because I got something to say. I need that money.
Gospel soul star Marvin Sapp has me clutching my invisible pearls. He has the congregation clutching their wallets and their purses, and the ushers clutching the locks on the doors. The internet is now in shambles after the gospel star sparked outrage by telling the ushers of the church to close the doors before telling the congregation to raise $40,000 before they would be able to leave.
There's 1,000 of you. I said close them doors. Ushers, close the doors. Close the doors. Close the doors. We all gonna leave together?
I don't know if I could say this.
What did he say?
He said, close the curtains on them.
And this is what I need you to do. If you're giving electronically or even if you're giving tangibly, I'm gonna have y'all come to the altar and give it, because I need to see 1,000 people moving. Bring them baskets. I want the baskets up here. I want to see the folk.
Get the collection plate around on that side. Nigga, get it around on that side.
Get it around.
Hey, that was a good follow-up. That was a good follow-up.
Right on that side.
You see how he changed? See how he changed to get the money?
Yeah. Hey, I guess we fall down. I guess we get up. That's his song, Bad Professor. Did Marvin Sapp sing that song?
I think
we
so.
fall down and we get up.
I know the song. I don't remember who sang it. It's been a while.
I want that part.
Either him or Kurt Franklin.
It ain't Kurt Franklin.
BB Wine.
Yeah, no, it ain't Kurt Franklin. So for you, conspiracy brother, did Marvin Sapp lose his mind by telling the ushers to basically shut the doors so he could get $40,000 from his congregation?
She's about to get their ass whipped. They're about to get that let it burn. That's what they about. They about to be on there straight flaming. And this bitch talking about, see, that's why I'm going to my church. You ain't about to lock me in here trying to hold me for no goddamn ransom. The nigga say, bring them. I want to look in your eye when you give me my money. He sound like a angry pimp right now who owes somebody some money and he got to pay up today. After service, he got to pay that man outside. So y'all got to come look me in my eye and tell me you ain't give me no goddamn money. Hey, man, that goddamn it.
Hey, with that ugly ass Louis Vuitton jacket, that's what you got to pay back.
That's the collection plate, goddamn it.
Yeah.
I say this last night, man. I dropped a video, man. I don't understand it. Matt Professor coming to you. When did I always knew that, you know, church was a way for pastors to earn money, but I've never seen it as blatant as maybe because of social media. You know, we had what's the brother from back in the day? Oh man, he had the pompadour too, black guy. Oh shit, it's gonna come to me with rings and all fingers, brother. Too. It's gonna come to me about the end of the show.
Fucking Al Sharpton.
Not Al Sharpton. No, it's another brother. No, he was bigger than Al Sharpton. He's bigger than Al Sharpton. It's gonna come to me. It's gonna come. No, it's not him. It's gonna come to me though. But Matt Professor, when did the church become the ultimate hustle? Let me know.
They put it into practice.
Yeah, Matt Professor.
When more money than faith became involved, and I'm not trying to say Marvin Sapp don't have faith. I'm not trying to say that, but the problem I have is you're trying to raise the money that you probably have in your pocket from your parishioners.
Yes.
And that's what's always kind of pissed me off about these prosperity preachers.
Yes, I say that last night.
It becomes all about the money, and honestly, and the funny thing is, they wonder why people are turning away from the church, because church is all about money. I mean, look at Felon 47's his faith leader, Paula White, putting out a video saying if you send her, what was it, $1,000 or $100, you'll get 7 blessings from God.
You get your personal angel. You get a personal angel.
Really? This is how this is working now. And see, like I said, that's the issue with religion.
Did we hear the entire message?
It don't matter what the entire message is. Telling the ushers to lock the doors until we raise this amount of money. When raising money for church is a voluntary act, this makes it not voluntary anymore. This makes it not about faith anymore. Like I said, this man has that amount of money in his pocket. Did he go, here's your first 40,000. Let's see if we can't get another. I mean, that would have been a better message to me personally.
Yeah.
But to say we ain't leaving until we get this, nah. See, like I said, that's what turns people away from religion in America.
Yeah, yeah. And Pharaoh King, like the man said, man, pass that plate around. Spiritual brother, I knew you was gonna key on that. He said, I want to see it in your eyes. I want to see you come up. I want to see it. You know, it's just like you said, Matt Professor, there's a way to go about it, because he probably had the 40,000 in his pocket. He probably has that jacket that he had on. And like you say, lead by example. I'm gonna put up 40 G's first, and now let's try to raise another 40 G's. Pharaoh King's your thought. Oh, Jordan wrote a whole paragraph.
Man, look, he trying to get that. He trying to get that jet, just like old boy here in Atlanta.
Producer.
Go ahead, Pharaoh.
Yeah, what I'm saying, you know, that right there is a hostage event. I would feel like I feel obligated to go smack one of those ushers that's closing the doors. And as you see how many times he had to repeat it, because I don't think they was even, getting like, why he wants to close the doors.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think that was rehearsed.
Yeah.
So, I would say, no, man.
The he missing was the pistol.
Right. It's a voluntary thing. You know, you give what you can, but tithes is not about money. It's about your time with the church or whatever. What is the church doing with the community? I'm pretty sure whatever $40,000 is not going into the community.
Yeah. And Tim Dog, my thing is, I think that church out of Baltimore, isn't it out of Baltimore, Tim Dog? I'm not sure, but that's how y'all get down out there. But my thing is, it's just a bad look, like the math professor said. It's just a bad look, man. You know, I didn't hear the whole sermon. You know, maybe I need to go listen to the whole sermon. Maybe I can get a better understanding.
You need to listen to a sermon, sir.
Oh damn!
God damn! But that part looks bad though. That part look real bad, especially when you got people out here living from paycheck to paycheck. You know, right. I said this last night.
$40,000 in a year.
Yeah, exactly. So Tim Dog, do you have an issue the way that, you know, Mr. We fall down and we get up, talk to his parishioners, you know, his congregation? Hey, I need this money before we get up out of here, or you know, that's just part of the game, the church game, I guess.
To me, it seems as if he used the situation to get more money out of the parishioners. Excuse me, because if you were a sincere man, if you were a man of the cloth that you say you are, you would not force people to pay for something for someone else without you yourself doing something about it. Now, not once did he say, I'm giving this, or I'm giving that. He said, I want you to give. So that's why a lot of people, and I'm sure he's going to lose a lot of fellows in that church. He's going to get a lot of criticism. And to me, it's just the greed that's really getting them. It's not the message, not the word, it's not the people, it's the greed.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, a lot of them fall into that.
Yeah.
Especially COVID. They figure, hey, the prices are going up, so should you offering to the church. You know, but in other words, it should be the other way around.
Yeah, that is true. And Matt Professor, I'm gonna come at you quick, like I'm gonna ask this question to you. When did the prosperity teaching took over the actual word of God? Because, and I said this last night in the video that I did, it seems as though that more, not all churches, I'm not saying all churches now, and I'm not talking about all pastors, but it seems that the majority of them are talking about prosperity. If you donate this amount of money, you will get this type of blessing. If you sow this seed, you will get this type of blessing. Just like that young lady, what's her name, Paula White.
Paula White, yeah.
What she said was that you donate this $1,000, God's she said your enemy will be God's enemy. God damn, I thought we all was children of God. Shit, I don't give a damn. But when you say things like that, but yet I want you to send that $1,000, and then she said that the money is basically for God to bless you.
You're right.
It started when working hard in America wasn't getting people the American dream anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So when America had to start working when Americans rather had to start working 2 and 3 jobs just to make sure ends would meet, that's where the prosperity came in, because America's always been a country of religion. It didn't matter the religion. America has always been a
on
country
religion.
of religion. It was founded on religious freedom. It was founded on practicing religion. So the fact that and if you notice, prosperity gospel started once trickle down economics began, because once millionaires and billionaires started popping up because of trickle down economics, and the price of everything the cost of living started going up, the church saw an opportunity. And I hate to put it just on the church, but some people in the church saw opportunity to say, hey, God promised you wealth when the Bible never clearly said wealth. It promised you everlasting life and salvation and love of God.
That's right. That's right.
It didn't promise you monetary wealth, but some people in the church saw a way that because Americans are getting broke, maybe and actually spending in the church started going down. Maybe if we can convince people that giving of your wealth, giving of your money will get you the wealth that we're going to say God has promised you, that's where it's going to start coming in. And that's
misrepresent the word.
Started taking. And like I said, it's a purely American thing, because you don't have prosperity gospel in Europe. You don't have prosperity gospel nowhere but here. Nowhere but here does prosperity gospel work. And like I said, it's because the American dream itself became unattainable by the normal American. I mean, hell, remember stupid ass TV shows like the Brady Bunch, where one income was able to feed 8 kids, a dog, and a fucking maid, with a giant house big enough for everybody. That shit is gone.
That is true. It's gone. It's gone.
I mean, shit, you have doctors who live paycheck to paycheck.
And that's the thing. I'm coming to you, Pharaoh. And that's the thing I say too. You got these people out here living paycheck to paycheck, but yet I see you pulling up in a Bentley. I see you living in a house. I see you live in a house that I could never. I probably couldn't even come stay with you. I see you want us to help you buy this jet. But if my family member is sick in Los Angeles, hey, Pastor, can I borrow your jet so I can go see my family members? But yet you want me to help donate to your well-being. But yet I'm damn near by the poverty line. But you still asking me to donate more money to whatever you trying to, I guess, accomplish, Pharaoh.
No, that's because there's no taxes on the new hustle, right? Yeah, and then if you could say, hey, if I did it, you can do it. That's that. You know what I'm saying? That's what I see. Look, I got all this. You donate to me, you will get the same thing that I got if you donate to me. So, like I said, it's false. It's false advertisement, and people are falling for it because they don't have it.
Yeah, people are falling for it because they don't have it. But I say this, coming to you, Tim Dog, is this. Hey, man, I'm not getting on my hard-earned money. Hey, I'm gonna give my 10%, and my 10% will come in. Hey, if I got clothes, hey, they go 10% of my clothes. I know a lot of people don't like him, Pastor Jennings. He even said that. He said that 10% is like if you got a vegetable garden. Hey, I'm giving you 10% of my crop to put in your food pantry that's in the church. I'm giving you 10% of my time so we go out here and do this outreach to people that need to be outreached.
That's what it was.
Yeah,
that's what it was
never monetary.
Yeah, we talked about this before.
I know we talked about it, but what I'm saying is, why are we still talking about it? Why does it seem as though that some people don't get the message? I think Matt Professor made it, and King just said it well too. When money is involved, you might stop preaching the word of God, but once you see that money coming in, and they say money is what? The root of all evil.
What? Congress. Money is the root of all evil.
The love of money is the root of, and then your whole attitude would change. Maybe I see the wrong, Tim Dog.
It's all about the person's intent. You can sit there and misrepresent the people by, screwing with the words, or misusing or misinterpreting the words, and the people see you as a man of God. You would not do them wrong or tell them a lie, and you know this, so you use this, you manipulate this, and it comes to a point where you see yourself being more and more avaricious and more self-absorbed, more so than helping the people. You see it as the people helping you, And the only way you're going to help the people is if they continue on to help you. Yes, you may sprinkle a little here, may sprinkle a little there just to pacify.
Yeah.
But you are receiving far more than what you are giving.
Yeah. And Matt, Professor, you probably the most religious man on this panel. I'm not talking about the rest of y'all, so I'm not trying to slight y'all, so don't get mad at me.
Hurting my feelings.
But didn't Jesus saw when they was I guess selling stuff and taking money before
within the church, turned over the table.
He turned over the table. So if Jesus was to see this, Jesus would have a goddamn fit. If I'm just saying in general, you know what I'm saying. So and I'm gonna come to you on conspiracy brother, because that is what I'm seeing. It's not about the word of God anymore. It's the word of, I hate to say it, how we living right now. If you're supposed to be living in God's image,
for all churches. I'm
not saying it for all churches.
Mega churches, yeah.
Okay.
They really about that money, and that's the problem. That's what people see. That's why the mega churches are mega churches, because people see all this fancy. And it's like, oh, he got all this, so if we go there and donate even more, we can get we can have blessings like this. And again, that's what they're selling. They're selling blessings.
Yeah, they're selling blessings.
People ain't getting them. So
it's like the playing the lottery.
There's still churches that are doing people the right way, but the good got to suffer for the bad. Goddamn, just like the army. You letting them fuck up, everybody catching ass whipping. Goddamn it. Soap on them. Put some soap in the sock on them fools.
I say this before, man. I'm not gonna say the name of the church, but when I went to this church one time, me and my wife, when I first got to Fort Gordon, it was a nice church to go to. But then when the pastor say, I got an elevator in my house, now I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? You got elevator? I don't want to hear that shit. I don't want to hear about that. I can't hear the word of God. And usually in the church that that we was attending, the pastor is a good pastor. After every sermon, he goes to the back, shakes everybody's hands to come to church. Pastor Merrick shouting you out. He married my daughter. Good pastor right there. And I think that's what's missing. Most people get caught up with being the pastor or the pastor's wife. And I need to drive this, and I need to look a certain type of way. But your congregation, your parishioners are damn near starving to damn death. And you ask them to donate $1,000, and they don't even have $1,000. So they gonna go in debt just for you to meet your quota of what you got going on. And for me, like I said, you can't even pay your mortgage. Then you can't go stay with them. Oh no, you'll probably be breaking the yard. But that's just me though. And just like everybody said, that's not all churches. I don't want y'all to think that no, I know there are some good pastors out there, some good ministers. There's a good priest, as long as they don't have little boys in their church. There's some good priests out there, you know what I'm saying, that's doing the right goddamn thing. But
some of the big problems came in, and I've noticed it is with when the pastor's only job was being the pastor of the church. Because even back in the day, pastors had jobs because church wasn't secondary. Church was the most important thing in their lives, but they couldn't live just based on tithing of the church. And so when pastors became so much entwined in the church that became their only job, when they weren't out with the people, because like the church that Conspiracy Brother and I grew up in, it may have been 250 members, but the pastor at the church knew everybody and knew when somebody wasn't there. You wasn't just a tithe number. So even though they gave you those little books with the envelopes in it for you to put your tithes in, he knew when somebody wasn't in church, and he'd look over the congregation and point out one of the deacons and say, sister or brother, this name not there. Go see why they're not here. Go see, make sure everything's okay. Go make sure everybody's okay. And when pastors wasn't part of the community, because now pastor lives in a gated community somewhere across town where he got to travel an hour to get to the church, all of a sudden he don't know his community anymore. That's where issues begin. Just like police.
And that's why I know a lot of people don't like it, but when Pastor Jennings, he said that I don't take any money from the church. He said whatever church gives goes back. He said I work for a living. He said I preach the word of God because it's in me. He said when I got married, the church is not responsible for taking care of my wife and kids. I'm responsible for taking my wife and kids. So he said, and a lot of preachers don't.
Pastor Jennings got some stuff with him, but he But he's one of the few that you can still see. Like if you watch him on YouTube, he's still doing gospel hymns from the book of hymns, not this pop gospel that most churches do nowadays.
Yeah,
because if you read the Bible, all of that is sacrilege.
All that is sacrilege.
That's not actually word of God, even though they're singing about God. So you know.
Yeah. Well, Matt Professor, I'm glad you say that.
You're about to cause some confusion, boy.
Matt Professor, I'm glad you say that, because maybe this pastor, he should have been studying what you just said. What you say it again now? Say it one more time. Sacrilege, but you say something else, the whole paragraph, but don't say the whole paragraph. Till I've been drinking. Maybe this pastor should have been listening, because this motherfucker went out.
It's terrifying. A man caught on security tape breaking into a home. What made this even more shocking is the identity of the intruder. It was 43-year-old Marie Columna's pastor. There he was in her kitchen, clearly identifiable.
You would never think a pastor would do anything bad to anyone.
When you follow God's vision, and it's not just any church. 49-year-old Sergio Guardia was a pastor at a mega church, the 24,000-member Thomas Road Baptist Church in Lynchburg, Virginia. Maria and her husband were very close with the pastor and his wife, as seen in this photo. What was Pastor Guardia like?
Very charismatic, extremely nice.
But after she divorced her husband, Marie says the pastor's behavior became increasingly odd.
He started just showing up to my house. My kids wouldn't be home. It'd be in the middle of the day. And he would just show up and bring me groceries. He did that a handful of times. Sometimes I would get home and he'd be right on my porch. So I couldn't even avoid him.
But nothing prepared her for this. Surveillance video, which was taken while she was away for the weekend with her 2 kids.
I just couldn't process that it was Sergio.
Lo and behold, he came back the next day.
I was watching the live feed of him entering my daughter's bedroom.
She called the cops, and you can see them with guns drawn. They even use a police dog in their search, but the pastor had already fled. Guardia was charged with burglary and stalking.
That pastor came to get his goddamn time.
No. That's a donation.
I thought he was going in there looking at Simpson's hand.
How about both? He was going to donate his tithe.
Pharaoh, I'm gonna let you have that first.
10% of his tithe.
What was this pastor thinking?
About to get that. About to get his. I say about to get his donation. Hell. Yeah, well, let me get that part of our conversation.
Yeah,
but you know, it's funny. So we're gonna go. There was a black pastor. I think it was here in Georgia. He actually killed his wife for one of the people in his congregation, and he was an ex-military person. So it just goes to show you that the intent of you owning a church or going to a church, it's not so much preaching the word. You're actually out there looking for something. These are predators out there thinking that they're doing God's work, and they're using them to get their rocks off, as you say.
Yeah. But Tim Dog, you know what's funny though? How you get in? Because he walked straight in the house. So you trying to tell me your door wasn't locked? I'm doing conspiracy brother right now.
No, I'm just saying he probably broke in once before and just left it unlocked so he can get in the next time without any problem. I mean, think about that. He was in once before. He like, man, this took me a while. You know what? I'll leave this unlocked, so when I come back, it'll be a whole lot easier. That's what I'm thinking.
Well, I want to know. But I mean,
you better put baby on. That's the wrong 4 letters,
right? I would say that
you better be glad he ain't leave alone.
He probably had.
He about to saw that camera.
He was close to the. He said they was close before, so they probably had like a thing where you check on the dogs, whatever, and you never expect the pastor to come into your house. But the man came in, saw the camera, and decided to go through another door. So at that moment, when you saw him the first time, maybe you should have took keys from his ass.
Yeah.
Unless you got some extras made. I don't know.
She was out of town, she said. That's why he was out of town. Because he was out of town.
Yeah, but both times she was out of town.
Yeah.
It was the same. He came
No,
back the next day.
he came that next
and
night.
went through the other. So she was still out of town. She saw him on a live feed and called.
Oh, that's
the
right.
police.
That's right.
Yeah. And that's the part I don't get on Math Professor though. Why would you come back the second night if you already see that they had your dumb ass on the camera the first night?
And why he went? He's like, fuck it, I'm calling. I'm gonna get them. I'm gonna flip them panties. GTD, Tommy.
Hey, it's almost.
That's why we can't have those serious conversations, man. Because y'all be messing up every day at time. Mad Professor, what you got to say?
Man, honestly, I don't know what was on this man's mind because
Pussy.
Well, he knew they wasn't home.
Yeah, he knew they wasn't home.
They weren't home.
That's exactly right, Joe.
The problem I have is, yeah, maybe he left on the stove the first night. He was cooking some grits or something or some oatmeal and left the goddamn stove on. Had to go back and turn on the stove off the stove so that the electric or the gas bill don't be so high. But honestly, it maybe he was high on something. I don't know, but it's kind of hard to say what was on this guy's mind. Why and then why you had to check every room. Why I don't like I said, maybe he was leaving a deposit of something. Maybe he was putting some blessed object in their room to protect them. I don't know, but dude, you gotta call. I don't even like people popping up at my door if they coming from out of town without me knowing. So you know, don't just go in people's house. I'm sorry. It's illegal no matter what it was he was doing. And also stupid. So you know, it's hard to know.
Yeah, he was charged with burglary and stalking, and of course, you know, the church got rid of his ass. But what you say he was doing there, conspiracy brother? What you say he was doing there? Doing what? What do you say?
Them goddamn panties. He go GT. He gonna get a whiff. You know, waiting all this goddamn time.
We say he got to get his fetish fixed.
Hey, conspiracy brother. Hey, what does GTG stand for?
GTD, get the draws. GTD.
I said it, get the draws.
What does it mean, Tommy?
Get the draws.
They got some sick people in this world, man. Sick
What do
people.
you say? You like David on Friday after next fresh fish on?
Like
he didn't go to the drawer. He went to the laundry room.
Oh man, you start this shit off right. What's up, cousin Kitty? My cousin Kitty right there, man. What's going on?
What's good, cuz?
Making me gonna get back in the gym. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, it's almost that time.
That
We
is
got to wrap
never
it
happened.
up. But we always like to give you something funny, something to think about. I bet it where Tim Dog get that from. But you want to stick around, Tim Dog. Hold your horses. You want to stick around because the after show comes up next, and this is where we have a good damn time. And on the after show, you see shit like this.
Motherfucking fire crotch, baby.
That's what I'm about to say. Would you rather? That's what I'm about to say. Would you rather fire or gonorrhea? I mean, fucking really.
I don't know. That gonorrhea gonna come a lot faster. At least you gonna get some for the gonorrhea.
That's right,
goddamn.
The hell about that shit, boy.
He burning all them
people
demons away, all his sins away.
Oh shit!
He just got hot pickle meat right now. That's it.
No, he wasn't trying to burn off the evidence. Nah, he was no. He was trying to get something that'll burn.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's what you get when you watch the after show. On the after show, everybody get
Don't ever show that shit
they
again.
want to talk about. Yeah, we gonna show it again because we gotta get another good laugh.
Don't ever show that shit again.
Everybody get a chance to talk about what they want to talk about. And like we always say, sometimes it goes left, sometimes it goes right, sometimes it goes right down the middle, but we always have a good time. But before we close the show out, we always like to give you something to think about, something funny, or better yet. Oh, hell no. Not yet. Back it up. Put it in reverse. I forgot to do this. Oh my goodness, I forgot to do this. Mad Professor, tell him why you mad. My bad, Matt Professor. Tell him why you mad.
Nah, you good. Nah. Because see, what I'm mad about today is Elon Musk, of course, and Felon 47. Why is it that Republicans, who's had for years and years and years, unelected bureaucrat millionaires running in politics, showing money out, have no fucking problem with Elon Musk offering to pay someone who votes in Wisconsin's Supreme Court?
I'm laughing at
Yeah,
Joy.
you want to
Go
hear
with
it. Supreme Court election, $1 million for their vote. Now, I mean, this is corruption, pure and simple. The man should be in jail and deported because remember, he is a refugee from South Africa.
He is, yes.
If nobody knows, he's South African by nationality. He became an American citizen, 4 or 5 years ago.
Right.
And after coming here illegally on a student visa and overstaying the visa.
And his brother said that.
This illegal immigrant who's made billions off the hard work of American company is offering $1 million yet again for people's vote. And Republicans see absolutely nothing wrong with this shit. After talking about George Soros, imagine George Soros doing any of this shit.
Holler at me then.
Imagine George Soros doing, or any left-leaning or progressive Democrat or left-leaning or progressive billionaire doing any of this shit. Imagine the fucking issue these Republicans would have. So MAGA can suck a dick. I'm sorry, they can go to hell. These people are the worst fucking form of human being. You know what? I'm not even gonna call them humans anymore. They're fuck ups, and that's all they are. They just want to get clicks and likes, and they even like my hate because it gets their asses and it gets their asses notification or notoriety rather. So it's time to start doing what I don't know if any of you all remember the old TV serial show Merlin, where if you forget the people in power, they disappear. It's time to start fucking forgetting maggots.
Oh man, that's just like
I always said that's how you get rid of people. Anything, stop talking about them.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna say like Coco. If you don't have your picture up on the wall, you just disappear. That's what the saddest movie ever, man. That shit had me crying. But Matt Professor, thank you for that. Tell her why you're mad.
Movie, though.
It's a great movie.
What movie? I don't think I've ever seen this movie.
Coco, it's a cartoon, but it's great.
Oh,
yeah.
Matt Professor, the other side.
Coco. Yeah. Thank you for that. Tell them why you're mad, Matt Professor. Now it's that time.
You get your AI with some glasses so you can be like a light-skinned version of you.
No, thank you.
That's that time, ladies and gentlemen. Let you leave you with something funny, something to think about it better yet. Where the fuck Tim Dog get that from? Tim Dog, where you get that from?
Man, today I'm gonna give some people here, some maggot haters, a little bit of education. Today's word is shambolic. SHAMBOLIC. Now, I don't want to talk politics because common sense is not political. But shambolic means disorganized, lacking any clear system or order, messy, untidy, or disordered, chaotic, in a state of complete confusion. If someone is described as shambolic, it implies a significant lack of organization in a general confused or disordered state. The government's response to Signalgate was utterly shambolic, marked by conflicting statements and a complete lack of accountability. Now, why am I, talking about this word? Because I want everyone to learn a new word to describe this administration other than fucked up.
Okay,
man, I'm not going around talking about no goddamn shambolic.
Yeah, no.
It's like I'm in school right now.
Yeah, but thank you for that, Tim Dog, because we already got our words.
Yeah.
We can tell it. We can say it off air.
You can tell black motherfuckers who don't want to learn because they refuse to.
Here you go.
That's symbolic, Tim.
Hey, Tim Dog, you should have put it in a book, then shit. But thank you for that.
It is in the book. It's called a dictionary.
Thank you for that, Tim Dog. Tim Dog, where you get that from? man, conspiracy
You a
brother.
very
Glad to have you
symbolic
back.
person. I'm gonna
Yeah.
say that tomorrow. I'm gonna say that on Monday at work. You very
Thank you.
symbolic.
Thank you for that, Tim Dog. Hey, conspiracy brother, thank you for coming back. You back on the scene again. What you got for the people before we go, my brother?
Oh man, I'm very unprepared as usual.
I'll drink
So,
that.
Yes, Joy. It is a word I've known.
Ooh, get off my segment with y'all conversation and shit. That's all I got, man. They done ruin my zen.
Nigga, please. Nigga,
It
you
wasn't-
ain't
it
had,
wasn't
you
us.
ain't had
It
shit,
wasn't
nigga.
us.
You ain't had shit, nigga. Hey, Mr. Christopher.
Chris, what's going on with you? I got you. My man, Mad Professor, what you got for the people before we go, my brother?
Look, enjoy. The older you get, enjoy your naps, people. Because like they like to say, you don't know when you're gonna wake up, but fuck it. I feel refreshed, god damn it. I could actually do some shit tonight, maybe, if I don't go back to sleep.
Oh shit.
Joy.
I'm going back to sleep.
Oh shit. Tim Publicity out. Oh
Hey.
shit.
Oh, hey, I'm gonna have to check my radar. Might be a hurricane coming through this shit. Man. Watch out.
Somebody better do some calisthenics.
I can't fuck with y'all, man. Pharaoh King, man. What you got for the people before we go, my brother?
Hey, you know,
I
with
just
all
gave
this
relationship advice.
With all this BS going on with the Signal Gate. So this is Nikita Khrushchev, whatever his name was, back in 1956, Russia. He said, "We will take America without firing a shot. We do not have to invade the U.S. We will destroy you from within." And that is kind of what's happening at the moment with the wannabe Putin that's in charge.
Yeah, you right about that.
They said all governments have like 100-year max before things start to.
Yeah,
and we about that 100 years, man.
Yeah, we pushing that goddamn limit. Okay, Tim Doe, what you got for the people before we go, my brother?
I just said I would like to know.
Shambolic.
Shut the hell up. Why do scientists don't trust atoms?
Huh?
Because they make up. Why don't scientists trust atoms?
Yeah.
Because they make up everything.
Lame
ass. What do you call a bear with no teeth?
Oh no,
what do you call a bear with no teeth?
A gummy bear. Come on.
There you go.
I got you, motherfucker. Yeah, okay. Tim Dog, you about to have one segment only. I'm gonna let you, Tim Dog, because you fuck it up at the end.
No, you said what's on my mind.
I got you. But ladies and gentlemen, we about to close the show out. But like I said, you want to stick around for our after show called Ashed Out. And like I said before, that's when everybody has a chance to talk about what they want to talk about. Sometimes we don't even get to the other person because it goes off the rail quick. And all I got for us is this.
I'm coming in, goddamn you. This is ridiculous. You shouldn't have put this shit up again.
You don't want to see my dick? Come see my dick. Ooh, look at that. It's on fire. Yeah, look at the fire. Look at the fire.
Burn, baby, burn.
Look at the fire. Oh, look at the fire.
Oh, shit. She burnt me. Oh, shit. Go see the doctor.
I'm about to say that.
Step out the house. Stop short. Oh, no. Why is my thing burning like
And the
this?
reason why I play that, if it stop burning, go see the doctor. Please go see the doctor because you've been burnt.
Yeah, he got a severe case of whatever it is.
Yeah, before we go, Mad Professor, so the people can follow you, my brother.
Find me at the Mad Professor God1, Instagram, YouTube. I ain't put out nothing in a week because I'm sorry, it's just too much going on. I don't know where to start.
That's right, and also follow him on Blue Sky as well.
And Blue Sky, yeah. I'm sorry, Blue Sky Mad Professor 1.
I got you, my brother. Okay, Tim Dawes, shout out your social. People can follow you, my brother.
You can check down there. You see Gems _ doing a lot of things, entrepreneur, making wood. Would like people just to look at it and like his stuff. Tell him what you think of it.
That's what I'm talking about. Pharaoh King, shout out your social. People follow you, my brother.
Still those shitty ass King Ryan Facebook. I gotta get off of this crap. Like I said, you know where I'm at.
Oh, of course, conspiracy brother. Shout out to social
Oh,
security
shit.
for you, my brother.
Oh man, what side on this side? Soul Expression is gonna go this way.
I
YouTube,
got
Facebook, Instagram. Yeah, that's where I be at. TikTok.
I got you. Of course, you can find me, the Man on the Street, at the Man on the Street Show on YouTube. Also, Creative Canvas Expression on YouTube. You can also find us every Wednesday night at 7 o'clock for the Better Than Sex Sports Podcast. All we do is talk about sports. We have a good time doing that as well. And you also come back next Friday night at 8 o'clock for 2 Cigars and a Blunt. It goes down at 8 o'clock, but you want to stick around for the after show called Asked Out. And welcome to the stage for the first Weenie Roast.
Damn.
Bernie Bobby.
But you want to stick around for the after show called Asked Out.
His name is Hot Dog.
Like I said, ladies and gentlemen, on the after show, there's no rules, there's no set game plan. We just go with the flow, and we always have a good time doing it as well. So make sure you come back about 10 minutes and have a good laugh with us. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I am the Man on the Street.
This is your boy Pharaoh King.
R.I.P. Boiling Water, you will be missed. Tim Dog from Bebo Careful.
Didn't I tell y'all not to have me coming after this dude?
Hell, I'm confused.
The mad professor in the poot.
Conspiracy brother number one. Don't roast your weenies. Don't be the second inaugural weenie roast. Goddamn it!
Well, at least don't video it.
No video. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we're out.